Hey guys, Josh with 6 Up Tabletop here. Got the new Khaine Battletome, relatively new, and we're going to be taking a look at what we like and what we don't like about the new endless spells for the Khaine from Age of Sigmar. Alright, first spell we're taking a look at is the Bloodrack Viper. Let's see if we can... Awesome model. Do not recommend this. Is in terms of building this kit that actually has all the box that has all three of them. It's probably one of the tougher builds I had recently. But the Bloodrack Viper, casting value of 7, so it is pretty high for an endless spell, or just a spell in general. So definitely, if you have Morathi, you want to be casting that with her because you get that +1. You can move 9 inches after you set it up, and you have to set it up wholly within 9. Now, as you can, it has a pretty large base as compared to one of the other smaller ones. So, setting it up wholly within 9, it's going to be pretty close to your actual caster when you're setting it up. So that's just something to think about. You don't have as much flexibility as like a smaller base for an endless spell. You can move it 9, and then the ability basically has, after you move it, the player who moved it picks 1 unit within 1 and rolls 3 dice. For each roll that is equal to or greater than the wounds characteristic of a model in the unit that you selected, 1 model is slain. So you can potentially slay up to 3 models, or have, if you're picking a hero unit of that just has 1 model in the unit, you get 3 dice, 3 chances to potentially kill that unit. I think we'll do the hits, which are good things, and rerolls, which are things we don't like as much about this endless spell. The hits is this is great against elite armies. You can even cheese it, go for character sniping. If you roll hot, try to get those 5 or 6 wound characters. Really good against elite armies. And yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool to get abilities and stuff that can kill. Just straight up kill units. For the rerolls for this spell that we don't love about it is I love the base size, but on the battlefield it can be pretty constrictive where you won't be able to move units in that area. And a lot of what Khaine now traditionally has been, and even more now with the new rule changes, you want to be in melee. Having this blocking potential movement, piling in and stuff could be a detriment with the huge base. It doesn't move as far and does have a casting value of 7, but it's pretty cheap at 40 points, so there's a lot to love about it. Just a couple small things that aren't ultimately ideal, but it's an awesome model, and love to see it, and fits the flavor nicely. Alright, we'll head on to the next endless spell. Next endless spell we have, it's going to be the Blade Wind. So that's pretty cool. Just got blades swirling in blood. Big blood theme. Big blood army here. We got all coaster put on. So I actually this is probably my favorite model that they had in terms of rules. 40 points, again, same as the Viper. It has 12-inch move, so you have a ton of flexibility when you set it up. You have to set it wholly within 9, but the base is smaller, so you're gonna have a good maybe 15-inch threat range, basically. And what it does, goes off on a 6 to cast. Yeah, it goes off on a 6, so a little bit easier to cast. 6 is ultimately where you kind of want it. It's not automatic, but if you're a good caster, you can definitely likely average to roll 6. And the ability called Unnatural Edge, so you would move it, and then any units, including yours or the enemies, that it moves across, or that is within 1 inch of the model after it's completed its move. You roll, suffers D3 mortal wounds, so you roll to see how many mortal wounds they do. And the odd case, that is, do not apply a cover modifier to save rolls for attacks that target units within 12, so this could take away potential cover saves. Khaine don't have a ton of shooting. There could be other cover abilities that are kind of a little unique, but I guess it's just a bonus. 40 points. This is my favorite one out of the entire box. It has 3. In terms of damage, I love what it does. The hits for this is, gotta love the small base, gotta love the flexibility for the movement. It's pretty good against a lot of things. I guess if they're running a couple chunks of hordes, it's not super good, but you can move it through units, characters, a bunch of different things, and threaten a whole variety of units, doing mortal wounds. Love it for 40 points. And yeah, I don't really have anything negative in the rerolls to say, other than when building this model, kind of a common theme, except for the Heart of Fury, is that this was really annoying to put together. Let's see if I can get it really close. Each one of the like blade bits, you had to glue on different levels. Basically, like set one, glue it. Set the other one, these would glue, then you have to put the other blade. So definitely not a beginner friendly model, a little frustrating to put together. And lastly, let's finish up with the Heart of Fury. Last but not least, we got the Heart of Fury. A little close-up shot of that. Super awesome. It's got the fist holding the Heart of Khaine. It's awesome. Technically not an endless spell, so it can't be dispelled or anything like that. It's a prayer, kind of like Khorne has the abilities for they're kind of like the endless spells, but it's prayers, invocations. So Invocation of Khaine, any priest can do it on a 3-up. Set it up wholly within 12 of a Daughters of Khaine priest. So this could just be a priest on the ground, a priest on any one of the shrines that move around. So pretty flexible around that. The ability has his Locust of the Murder God is subtract 1 from damage taken. For Daughters of Khaine units wholly within 12 of this model. This is awesome. I mean, there's tons of things you can do with bucklers and feel no pains and stuff with this army to mitigate damage. Having something that wholly within 12, that is a big distance, so you can keep your units within this central invocation, Heart of Fury, and essentially, -1 damage is really strong, especially against weapons that do D3 or 2 damage or even more. You have a lot of ways to mitigate damage in this army, and having a flat way to mitigate damage really allows you to pick one point on the battlefield and really force your way, and you'll definitely win a lot of the fights in this area using this. And it has another ability called Pledge to Khaine. And which means at the end of the battle round, you roll a dice to see if this model stays or not, and you get to add 1 to the roll if there are any avatars of Khaine within 6. So avatars can buff your priests, and avatars also buff. Technically, it's like a living prayer, so it makes sense thematically. So on a 1 to 3, you would remove the model. However, this would be 3, 4, 5, and 6. You get to keep the model if you have an avatar within range. So this is super awesome for picking a point on the battlefield and really picking your fight there. A lot to love about this. I just love the model. I think this is definitely, it's cool that they have a living prayer as well as endless spells. So that's awesome. And yeah, there's not much bad to say. In terms of the points, I'll just quickly cover that for you. 80 points, so it's twice as much as the other one, but -1 damage is incredible. Thank you so much for watching this video. If there's anything I missed or any synergies or buffs that is pretty blatant and I totally messed up, if you could throw those in the comments, that would help out any new players who are trying to learn about these spells. Obviously, you can check out the War Scrolls on Game Workshop's website. So yeah, super awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Joshua 6 Up Tabletop, and we'll see you in the next Daughters of Khaine video. Take care.